Man, you're doing it again. Checking your phone every 5 minutes just to see if she's going to say something to you. Analyzing all of her last messages like it holds some secret to your validation and your self-worth. And what you're doing is replaying the conversations over and over and over again in your mind. Ask yourself, did I do or did I say something wrong? You're trying to explain to yourself. You're thinking to yourself, do I need to apologize? Did I do something wrong? And all you're doing is thinking about, man, I need her back. I care about her. And I think I'm just going to reach out to her and I'm going to submit. I'm going to bend over backwards just to get a simple response from her. But gentlemen, here is the brutal truth. Every time you do this, you don't understand. You're giving away your power to someone that is there to put you in a checkmate position. Every time you double text, every time you over-explain, every time you chase for her attention, every time you try to get her to change her mind, all you're doing silently is saying to her that I'm not the prize and I'm lucky to be here. Gentlemen, let me make something clear to each and every one of you guys out there. This isn't about power. This isn't about playing power games or manipulation. This is all about position. And right now, you're playing from the weakest position possible. The weakest position possible. The position of a man who's afraid to lose something that he truly never had in the beginning. Isn't that amazing? But I know you get it. I mean, I get it. And I understand where you're coming from. I know you think that being more available and being more agreeable and being more understanding is going to win her over, but that's not how the game works, and that's not how sexual tension works, and that is definitely not how attraction works. You see, my brother, women don't fall for the man who's always there. They fall for the one that doesn't need to be there. The man that knows his self-worth, one thought, one mind, one way. That's the man that's going to set the tone. And that's the man who is not afraid at all to walk away when his standards and his lines are crossed by someone being disrespectful to him. You want to know what makes a man dangerous? It's not aggression. It's not dominance. Actually, at the end of the day, it's the ability to walk away, not because you don't care. It's because you care about yourself more than an illusion of this thing of a connection that you want to have with a woman, man. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 4 core principles that will change your dating life forever. Forever. No gimmicks, no games, just raw, pure truth. Being one thought, one mind, one way. And if you can understand these things right here, you'll never ever lose power again. Matter of fact, you'll become the one that she thinks about when you're not around, the one she chases, and the one she can't forget. Let's get it. Let's go. The very first principle of the game is detachment. And why is that important, man? It's very important. You see, detachment isn't about indifference. It's not about being numb emotionally. It's about freedom. It is about a mental freedom that you can have. It is detaching yourself from your feelings by putting your heart in your pocket. And the moment your emotional well-being depends on how a woman reacts to you when she says this or when she does that or when she doesn't text you back or anything like that, you lose power. You're giving her all the power to control the narrative and control you. You see, young man, the thing about detachment that I love so much about it is that it actually for the first time breaks the chains. and it puts your self-worth back into your hands and not in hers. It shifts from her reality to your reality when you can break that chain. See, for many guys out there, they're consistently performing, providing, pandering, running behind, begging, and doing everything they can for a woman to choose them. But here's the thing. A man who is detached from his mind and his emotions, he doesn't need validation. He doesn't seek permission. He is who he is, and that's a beautiful thing. Because you see, when you are detached, man, you stop needing. You stop to feel that a woman is a thing that fills the void inside of you, but instead you become the man whose word is his bond. Your presence becomes a choice. It's not a plea. It is something that is truly magnetic and truly rare. But why is this so powerful? See, the thing about the detachment, guys, is that it creates an imbalance in your favor. When you're not emotionally reactive to a woman, which you don't understand, is that you hold a position which we call standing on your square. You're not pulled into the emotional traps or the manipulations. You don't beg for reassurance. You don't beg, you don't chase, you don't observe, you just lead. And the beautiful thing is that you respond on your own terms. And the power dynamic is a very dominant one that says, I don't need this, but I'm open to it if it aligns with my thoughts, my laws, my rules, and my codes. And when a woman sees something like that, they're gonna realize that you won't bend or fit to her chaos. And when you can do that, you lock her in. And the thing about it is she will miss you for days and days and days. Principle number 2, the standard. The beautiful thing about standards, they are boundaries, but with teeth and claws. These things define who you are and what you will and won't tolerate. And when the line that you have is drawn, hey man, it makes you something that she's never met before. Because without this thing, you're going to be a man that is always going to bend under pressure. You're always going to adapt to the bad behavior that she has. You're always going to accept the crumbs that she gives you, hoping that she gives you the cake later on. But here's the truth, big dog. Women never, ever will respect a man who abandons his standards for them. And you see, man, most guys are terrified from losing the woman. But the reality is, a woman who walks away because of your standards was never meant to stay in the first place. The standards that you have are always going to keep you grounded. And what happens is it shows her that, you know what, you don't deserve me. But why is she going to miss a person that has a standard? You see, guys, the thing about women that you guys don't know, a woman remembers a man who didn't fold. The man who told her no when every other guy out there would say yes, sure, whatever you want. You see, the man that's one thought, one mind, one way is the one that had the balls to call out the disrespect. He had the balls to check her bad behavior. And because she did not make the proper adjustments to stay in his reality, you know what? He walked away when she crossed a line she should have never crossed. And guess what? Those things didn't stick in her mind. But the question is, gentlemen, why does something like that stick in her mind? Because at the end of the day, the man that's not afraid to lose the woman is the man that's going to draw the woman closer to him. And you see, when she's alone scrolling through her old messages, she is the one comparing you to the next guy who tolerates anything from her, who would do anything to have sex with her. Then she begins to realize what she had. She then realizes that, you know what, she was wrong. She messed up. And you know what? All these things make her say, you know what? I've got to change who I am because I think I lost the greatest man I ever had. And you see, man, your standards force her to actually evaluate what she's doing and what she's going through and stuff like that. And when you can do that, your standards are going to separate you from every average man out there. You see, we don't push the woman away with our standards. We are the one that says, are you worthy to be close enough to me? The next one, mystery. See, gentlemen, the thing about mystery and why it's so important and why it's so cool is that being mysterious, it's a dying art. Most men give so much away so quickly, how they feel and what they want. They're so fully transparent because they're trying to make this connection. And when a woman already feels like she already knows you, she's already figured you out, that intrigue of that sexual connection, the sexual horniness that she has falls away. And there's nothing to chase. There's nothing to discover. There's nothing to wonder about. And most importantly, there's nothing to miss, nothing to daydream about, or nothing to masturbate to. And that is why it is so powerful when you hold yourself back and allow her to see the doors behind doors. As long as you have doors behind doors, the good thing is, guys, is that you'll realize that a man that is mysterious is a person that is unforgettable. Not because of what he says and what he does, is because he leaves things unsaid. It's kind of like, real quick, like a soap opera. You know, soap operas get women by what you call cliffhanger Fridays. They will always set everything up for the weekend to draw you in, to go back on Monday, to do the whole process again on Friday. So as long as you become the cliffhanger with that woman, she is actually going to be drawn into you. And last but not least, sacrifice. Man, the greatest thing about being a king, they said, is sacrifice. Because sacrifice always to a man is always going to be the ultimate expression of your self-worth. And it is the ability to walk away from anything or anyone that no longer aligns with your standard, that no longer aligns with your values and anything like that. We never negotiate with disrespect. We do not deal with toxic behavior or anything like that. What we do is we let them go. Because you see, guys, real quick, the man that is actually willing to let a woman go is a man that carries weight. And as long as you carry weight, she is not going to disrespect you. She's going to understand that you are the standard. You are everything. But last but not least, why is she going to like this so much? Because a man that can actually walk away, gentlemen, with grace is the one that is going to be burned into the memories and into the emotions. He's not angry. He's not bitter. He simply just packs up, walks away, and leaves. He doesn't call her. He doesn't message her. He says nothing. And what happens is she will begin to miss you because you were the man that chose himself over her. And not in a selfish way, but in a way that you love yourself. And the beautiful thing about that, guys, sacrifice is a real thing, a very, very rare thing. And when women are always going to love exclusivity and things that are rare. But at the end of the day, gentlemen, that you have to understand when it comes to all this, I'm telling you, man, there are going to be dark days, man, where your phone stays silent and your mind screams for closure. And there will be stormy, tough nights where you replay everything and you question, should I have done more? Should I have tried harder and all this other stuff? And I get it, man. All these things are going to bother you. But here's the truth, man. At the end of the day, you're not in a romantic fairy tale. You're in a dangerous chess match with this woman. And the board is emotional right now. The pieces are going to drive your behavior, and every move that you make from that is going to show you, do you have strength or are you moved by weakness? Remember, man, the moment that you react emotionally to what a woman does, you're actually handing over your power. But when you stay grounded, when you stay clear and know who you are no longer going to be a pawn in her game. Remember, man, look, you are the light and you are the rock. And it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. At the end of the day, you never chase a woman. You never explain your worth, and you never compromise your position in who you are. And when you can do that, guys, you can win, okay? You got this. You just got to realize who you are.